actually been filled in much ago, so about Avidity and I guess the grassroots of the company. But essentially, we actually from the Lexi basis form is actually in the medical industry. So we started from a recruitment company that Sahal started himself called Locum Link, and then from that he developed that into what basically is now Avidian Recruitment, which is the recruitment side still there, and Avidity Rewards, which was the rewards and benefits. So originally it was aimed at more the GPs and specialist fields. Then we basically followed on through with your medical professionals, so your nurses, your allied health, those sort of medical professionals. And then as of more recently, we're now pushing it out to different corporates and different entities that way. So we're dealing with like all kinds of associations, unions, different finance, law, all kinds of different industry. Basically, we're trying to say is from that sort of, I guess, legacy basis. So what I'll do, I'll jump in now and share my screen. So you should see the platform popping up now. So everyone can see that fine? Yep, so perfect. So the idea behind the platform is meant to make it a very user-friendly, really intuitive system that's going to be white labeled to your actual brand. So ResMed, as you can see, we're throwing your logo up there as well. But basically, the idea behind it is to have it as a look and feel of ResMed. So it's all built into your system. It all looks and feels like if you have an internal system at the moment, which I'm sure you probably do. The idea is make it look as yours as possible and custom to what your goals are. So from there, your basic Discovery Rewards, which is I'll probably jump into first. So that'll be your rewards and your case, the benefits and the comp stuff. And Recognize Your Team obviously is your recognition side. Underneath that, you also have this full custom area for your company and organization hub. So basically all your values can be put here. So this is all custom to what your goals and values are, as well as that if you've got any other internal needs, things like if you've got recruitment needs, if you've got different training hubs, or if you've got particular help centers, we can all embed this in here as well too, to make it full custom to ResMed as well. So it's all looks and feels like your own internal systems. I'm guessing and assuming that you guys already have a intranet of some description, is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. We have something called the hub.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So they'll fit in nicely into that. So we can fully embed that in the sense where there'll be that link that goes to this, and we could also include all your organisational stuff, like I mentioned earlier, for your training, if you've got a help centre and those sort of tidbits. So I'll jump into the rewards because that is a quicker one anyway. So there's two ways you can actually go into the rewards. You can access it through here, or you can go up the top here to this little icon that's with a little presence. So very straightforward. So we'll jump into that. So first thing you see a bit of advertising up here of one of our newer partners that we brought on. So this is put up there purposely because it is I guess a flash sale, sort of a unique partnership that we've got going with Sweat, so a workout app. They've given us a free 6 months free for our users. So it's quite unique. So some of the partners that we deal with actually have unique offerings tailored to actually us, and you won't get anywhere else. So for instance, Sweat here, you get 6 months free. Other ones that are local, as well as other bigger brands, we've negotiated and actually just developed these relationships to basically bring you these particular deals as well. So we are always bringing on new partners, so like Sahal did mention. So we are quite stringent when bringing on a lot of partners as much as possible. So we try and bring on at least once a week. So we have a dedicated team that sort of looks after that part acquisition. And they'll be also from international side as well as locally, like Sahal mentioned earlier as well. So with some of those brands, majority of them actually are all, I guess, redeemable and redemption was online. So it is quite universal across, countries, as well as, things like gift cards and whatnot. It's all electronically done. You don't need to send physical cards. You don't have to do anything physically wise. You don't have to visit a physical store. So it does fit nicely with that global aspect where it can be accessed anywhere. It doesn't have to be done in person somewhere specifically. Of course, it is a local sort of restaurant or entertainment experience.
So Sweat is a really good example of something that can be accessed globally, right? It's a downloadable app. Now, our partner team As Jake mentioned, they sit behind us, and all they do, their aim is to fight tooth and nail with all our partners to bring on the best and exclusive deals. So one of the things that we aim for is to have exclusive deals on our platform. That means that you won't find them on any other platform, par ours. And that's part of our goal. So what these guys do, they will go out and they will hunt for things that we've got feedback from. So certain companies will tell us we want this type of partner, or we want this particular partner, and we'll go find something akin to that, something on par of that, and get the best deal we can for them and implement that on the platform. And what they try and do again is find universal solutions. So again, something like Sweat, anywhere in the world, you can basically download Sweat and get 6 months free. So these are the kind of things that we do implement across the board. So, yeah.
Yeah, so from underneath that banner there, you see is a list of different sort of partners and brands underneath here that sort of scrolls across. So these are all different ones that are most commonly used. So depending on what's being utilized in your environment, this will show basically all those particular brands or offers that are actually commonly used, and it's presented there as a little scrollable wheel. So it's a nice easy access to more commonly used brands. And then underneath that, of course, you've got a couple of different cards here with different offer ones. So these are all local ones to dining experiences. So this is all depending on what is highly used in your platform. As you can see, we're quite, commonly using these different sort of dining experiences, so they're going to show up for us more commonly at the top here. Then underneath that, you've got all your different categories. So you pretty much try and be that holistic one-stop shop for everything as well. So everything from your dining experiences to travel to health and beauty to your kids' toys, finance, everything across the board. And the idea is well to just trying to get as many partners across these to cover, I guess, not just Australia, but also globally wise. Like I said, predominantly a lot of those are going to be online, so a lot of online shopping, a lot of things that can be done still online instead of having to be in person, which is also that, I guess, leading into that whole COVID issue where you can't really do many things at the moment. It's a bit of restrictions happening. A lot of the stuff can be done still electronically from a phone or a computer. So it's quite, I guess, user-friendly in that sense.
So just a bit of an extension of that, the platform is actually a smart platform. So what it actually does, when you log on for the first time, it actually asks for the things that you're interested in. So some of those categories, it will actually present a few different categories for you. And what you do is you select the ones that you're interested in, and the platform will actually start showing you things that you are keen to see. After a while, it actually learns the way that you use certain things. So, for example, it'll actually learn, okay, you bought a pair of socks, so you probably need to buy a pair of shoes. So here's a few shoe brands that you might want to purchase from. So it gets smarter the more you use it, and it will all make sense when Jake shows you the analytical side of things. But there's a whole analytical kind of powerhouse that sits behind it all, and that is feedback for you as someone that's looking at it from an admin perspective, but it's also a great utility to make sure that we're, how staff are engaging with your platform. So again, it's designed to be smart and user intuitive. So it's engaging, and it's calling them back to use it again and again. Yeah.
I do have a question, if I may ask,
Sure.
if that's okay. With respect to the user utilization of this portal, is that, so typically the rewards platform or the recognition platform that I have seen has a combination of self-served, as in, by default, if I go into a recognition platform, I have a couple of things. Just by being an employee of ResMed, I can avail some vouchers or some discount, etc. And the other part of the recognition platform is where, as a manager, I could, give a recognition and use this as a recognition tool. So
Absolutely. So the way that we've designed the platform is it's got those two engines that sit there. So this is the self-serve platform that you're looking at right now. So this is the first engine, the rewards, what we call the rewards engine, right? Or what you would like to call maybe benefits engine. So as an employee of ResMed, any employee can log in and access this rewards section.
Sure.
They have free reign over whatever's in there. Now, whether that's gift cards to Woolworths or Coles, whether that's buying their fashion, shoes, dining, entertainment, they have access to it all. The second side, that second engine, which is recognition, Jake will jump into it, but that's the area where. So the way that we look at it is that the reward side or the benefit side is a perpetual engine. Sorry, it's a perpetual engine. So it's what I mean by perpetual is that it just allows people to self-serve, right? You don't have to manage it. The recognition side is the side that involves individuals to actually be engaged and utilize recognition, right? Because recognition can't work without individuals actually recognizing one another, right? That's the double-edged sword with it. So in that recognition side, and once Jake jumps into it, you'll be able to see how that translates into rewarding and celebrating employees throughout that whole pool. And you can do that in many different ways, but this is just the self-serve side that you're looking at right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so as I'm saying, there's a self-service side of things. So this is your own accord, but we'll dive into a little bit more about the recognition side, as well as about the gifting and the gift cards and whatnot as well. So we can cover that a bit more when we jump into that. But I'll quickly tie this off anyway. So there's a few different ways you can actually claim or redeem your offers. So we actually give you your own personalized digital card. So for instance, up here, if I go to this digital card up here top here, this will give you that digital card that we designed basically for you. So you'll have your own custom card for ResMed, which then can be presented at these particular brands to claim that offer or redeem that offer. So a prime example of that is UltraTune. So UltraTune, the car brand. Let me jump into automotive. So they're one of the ones that if you present your card, you get to claim your 10% of selected services, but also in the same sense, you also get additional benefits to that. So you get 12 months roadside assist and a few other cool little bits and pieces. But basically in here, click to view, show your card, and they'll recognize that it's been a Infinity user, and you'll be able to then claim that particular offer. So that's one example. The other ways you can do it is there's a coupon or code that you go to our website to put that into. So i.e. it'd be stuff like your retail, and other ones will have basically, where are we? The gift card, sorry, went to the wrong one.
So again, this is like, we were speaking about that spectrum of, covering personal and professional. So the way that we look at it is that you need everyday types of rewards, things like Coles and Woolies, JB Hi-Fi. They're the ones everybody's going to go back for, right? But we also want to get all the way across to more of those niche end of things. So, some of the companies and associations that we work with, they want certain things like insurances. They want certain things like financial aids, like accountancies and things like that. So we actually bring partners on, so we cover that professional spectrum as well as learning and development. So there might be certain things or certain courses that people are interested in. Cookbooks are a really good one, but people are interested in all sorts of different things. So depending on the needs of the business is where we align that to. And that digital card again that Jake saw. What our partner team does, they actually go out and engage with different entities, and that means that digital card, when it's viewed at certain outlets, you get to redeem certain benefits from that, and that pool of redemption from that digital card expands further and further and further and further. So they're always bringing on new ones where you can redeem in the store. So to align that, we're actually launching an app probably in the next few weeks. What we call is real world redemption, right? So what we want is nowadays, especially nowadays, you find that people are 90% on their phone. No one's behind a PC anymore, hardly ever. So everything has to be on an app, right? So we're bringing that real world experience where you can go into the store, redeem in store, show your card in store, and get all the benefits like that. So we're kind of enhancing those capabilities continuously as well.
So currently, if someone has to avail any of these, offerings, then they need to take a printout of the
No.
digital card.
You can always access it on your phone anyway. Sorry, you can't see my phone. There's my phone. You can always access it on your phone anyway. It's just the app makes it a lot more easier, and it synchronizes with your systems. So again, Jake will talk a little bit more about this, but basically, when we integrate with your systems, we piggyback off your SSO, so your single sign-on system. Now that creates a secure bond between us and your system. So if somebody was to sign on in the app, it securely plugs them into the ResMed environment where they can reward and recognize. Does that kind of make sense?
Yep, it does. Thank you.
Yep. So back to this quickly here, just before we jump to recognition, is the other redeemable method as well, which is the offer is actually a link. So you click on the link and it'll take you to that relevant website, which will automatically give you that offer or that deal. So some of our partners actually create their own unique landing page, such as this, which will be purely for us.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So that covers that sort of reward side.